Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you in the different time zones around the world, across the country. It's Thursday. It's 8 p.m. I should say, on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's Friday morning in London town at 1 a.m. and 9 a.m. in Tokyo. Hi, everybody. My name is Frank Allan, and welcome to another edition of Talk Back Live. We're here every Thursday as usual, and of course, the purpose of the show is to get everyone involved in this show because it's free exchange. And you can chime in as I throw out conversation. You want to chime in and throw out your own. We can talk about anything from soup to nuts. All you have to do is just type in. I will see you right there up on the big screen, and I will entertain all of your thoughts, suggestions, and ideas, and what have you. And we're going to keep the thing going because this is what it's all about. And we love having you aboard with us. So once again, thank you for being with us. Now, no matter where you go around the world or across the country, we're right there with you. We're worldwide, it's global. And we're coming to you live right now on YouTube and Instagram. Normally we're live on Facebook, but we're not, and we haven't been for a while. But the good news is that we will be back on Facebook 2 weeks from tonight. I can't wait. It's been a long time. 2 weeks from the night. But in the meantime, we're here. Now, those of you who watch us on Facebook, a lot of you may not know that we're here. And a lot of people might think, well, you know what? They're not doing the show anymore. It's not true. The show is still going on. It's just that we're broadcasting here. Now, what we do, though, the other piece of good news is that when the show is over, this show live, it's over, what we'll do is we will rebroadcast it. It's called the rerun, right? We take the show and we post it on Facebook so no one misses it. It's not like you watch it in real time, but at least the information that you get, you may understand why we're not there. And of course, you'll drift over to this side if you want to talk to us live. So that's the way it stands right now. And I just can't wait. Like I said, 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be right back there on Facebook Live. And I can't wait because I want to get in touch with all of the people who are on Facebook who haven't been with us for a while. And sometimes, you know, they don't drift off. They want to stay where they are and then whatever, you know, so we want to get back into the fold and the bosom of the people on Facebook. And thank you so much again for being along with us. Later on in the program, we got Brian Camp coming along not too far away with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. I'm pretty sure he has a lot to talk about in sports, a lot. And he always does. Games are coming up. Baseball season is here. And we're all set and ready to go. So let's get ready to rumble, I should say. Well, you know, it's been an interesting day and an interesting week as far as our weather is concerned here in New York City. Now, I don't know about where you are. Some of you guys may have the best weather in the world and never see anything less. But it kind of drifts off because now you're wondering, summer will be here just before you know it. We're in the month of August right now. I mean, the month of April, and we're coming up fast approaching May. And as they say, May showers bring May flowers. I don't know, something to that nature. Anyway, we're waiting for that weather to get warm, but here in New York, it was like a yo-yo effect. Now, yesterday, we had pretty nice temperatures. It was pretty nice. Spring-like, sun out, everything looking good. And today, it got a little bit chilly, and they say tomorrow is supposed to be a little bit warmer. We don't know. And of course, you know, with weather like that, you want to dress accordingly. And I hope it's the same thing for you. If you have that yo-yo weather, you want to dress accordingly. You don't want to, just because it gets real warm one day and you want to shred off all your clothes just like that, just as if you were going to the beach or something like that. You don't want to do that. You want to dress accordingly, not too warm and not too light. You know, so yeah, kind of take it in stride because this weather is a kind of weather say, I got you. And it really does, and you'll wind up sick somewhere. We don't want that. So let's stay in the best of health and do all of that. Speaking of staying in the best of health, I hope that you are up to date with your vaccines, your vaccinations. You know, they say now you have a third a second booster to contend with. Everybody's getting the second booster now. And when your time is ready to do that, then I suggest that you do that. Get your booster and stay healthy, because that new spike is coming along. And when we thought we had a handle on all of this, something else happens. And I was ready to take another trip. I was ready to shoot out to Las Vegas, which I haven't been there in 7 or 8 years. And it doesn't seem that long, but it just, you know, when you get a handle, not that the virus is on that long, it's just that the prior years, I just never had an opportunity to go. But now the virus is on, it's just that much of a delay. But I'm looking forward to doing all of those new things. I do understand this virus will be with us for quite a long time, but I think, you know, there's ways to go about it where you could still enjoy yourself, but protect yourself at the same time. That's it. Okay, if you're just joining us, you're walking in, I want to say hi to all of you guys who are watching us on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. And since you're on YouTube, you might as well subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's right there for you. I would really appreciate if you did that. The more the merrier. You'll see a lot of things that we post up. If we come on live, you'll notice that we'll be there. When we post a video or something new, you'll be informed about that too. And so we would like you to do that. And all of you guys who are watching us right there on Instagram, thank you so much. All you have to do is to continue to follow us, and we'll be with you. So I just want to wave and say hi to all of you who are coming in. And again, if you have anything to say, please say it. You know, this is your show. It's free exchange, and we're loving it. Thank you so much. Okay, well, you know, in the news, I had 3 passings. I don't like to talk about people passing, but I have that, you know. And here's 3 people who passed away this week. We have Rio Hackford. He's an actor. He's an actor, and he was starring in a film called The Mandalorian, I think it was, yeah. And he's the actor, and of course, he was the stepson of legendary actress Helen Mirren. You know her; she looks great, even now. You know, at her age, she looks great. She keeps herself in great shape. And he passed away at the age of 51. The good die young. Also, you heard in the news today, just yesterday, as a matter of fact, the passing of Tony Award-winning actor Robert Morse. Robert Morse passed away at the age of 90 years old. Now, a lot of you may remember him from that musical, How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. He was like the main character in that movie. It was a, you know, Broadway movie, and then, you know, went to the big screen. So he passed away in his apartment, as a matter of fact, at the age of 90 years old. I didn't realize he was that, you know, that old, you know, 90 years old. So he lived a long, full life, and, you know, he did a lot of films and a lot of TV. Because I remember one time he was on one of the soap operas, which I can't remember at this particular time, a long time ago. He did some light as they call it, the daytime drama. Some people call it soap operas. Some say My Stories, you know. But the daytime drama, I think, is the way to go, you know. And he was on one of those. So, and there you go. And so we want to just say for Rio Hackford and Robert Morse, we want to say our condolences go out to their families, friends, and all the people who worked with them over the years, who knew them. I want to send my condolences out to actress Helen Mirren. And that's her stepson, at the age of 51. And we're going to miss them, you know. And, you know, it's good to know that these people have made a big contribution in the world of acting and brought us a lot of joy. So, a job well done. Here's something that I saved for last. I wanted to save for last because I think I'm going to be talking a little bit more extensively on this one. The passing of Sid Mark. Sid Mark was a Philadelphian radio disc jockey, and that's his hometown in Philadelphia, PA. And he was a famous disc jockey, and he was famous, as you already know, those of you who knew or heard of Sid Mark, he was famous for playing nothing but Frank Sinatra records. And he passed away just this week at the age of 88. And I vividly remember him. I never met him, but he told some great stories on how he met Sinatra. And he played, when he started in his hometown of Philadelphia back in 1956. Now, at that particular point, I don't know if he was playing all Sinatra music, but I do know, his claim to fame was playing Sinatra music. And I do remember when he was doing his show, he did a show in Philadelphia in his local town. And on the weekends, I never forget it. I think this was like in the 80s or so, maybe the 70s, And he came from Philadelphia. He drove from Philadelphia to New York every Saturday night. And he had a show called Saturday Night with Sinatra on one of our local radio stations. And he was there every Saturday between 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. And I never missed a show because, I love Sinatra anyway. I never missed a show because I always had my Saturdays planned out. And I was younger then. I must have been my years old. And, but I was young. And he used to do this show every Saturday. I can't imagine how he was able to do that. Drive, but then gasoline was cheaper back then anyway. But he would drive from Philadelphia. He had a show in Philadelphia, but on the weekends, on Saturday, he would drive all the way from Philly to New York to be on live on this local station, which today you don't have to do that. You can do a live show anywhere from any location if you have the setup, if you have the proper setup, you can do that. But that's what he did. And that show, as I said, was from 7 to 11. And I used to plan my Saturdays because I remember a time I used to wake up in the morning, get ready, and I used to go bowling in the morning. And I used to go bowling, and I was in a bowling league, and we used to do that from 11 o'clock, and we get out of there maybe about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that. And then we take off to McDonald's, have something to eat, and then I get back home. Maybe later on in the afternoon, somewhere around 4 o'clock or so. And then I get myself set up because I know sometimes I was a little party animal back then too. And what I would do is I would turn on his show at 7 o'clock. And then I would shower and shave and do whatever I have to do and get comfortable, put my robe on and listen to 4 hours of Sinatra. And when 11 o'clock comes, I'm ready to go out. But I always listening. It was called Saturday with Sinatra. And then later on, he had another one. He had Sunday with Sinatra. And then the show just expanded and went all around the world. Now, I'm not sure who could pick up that slack right now, because he was the only jock. I'm pretty sure there were a lot of jocks who did. They played Sinatra, but he was like the main cog. And I'm not so sure if anyone else is willing to pick up that slack, because that's a tough job to do, to hold on to a show like that. And of course he had it. And I would imagine, by him being gone, there's not going to be anything like him, because there's nothing, once everybody's gone, there's nothing, we're all one of a kind. And he was one of a kind in that show. But, it would be nice if someone picked up that slack and at least tried it, to get, keep Sinatra alive on the radio. Nothing but Sinatra he played. So anyway, like I said, he passed away. He was 88 years old. And I want to send my condolences out to him, his family, his friends, and all of his colleagues that work with him in radio. And my condolences, just simple. Sid Mark, 88 years old. Okay, if you're just joining us now, it's 14 minutes past the hour. We're just about a few seconds away from Brian Camp, who'll be here with the latest developments in today's world of sports, and he's doing it on Sports Update. So happy to have him along with us. He's going to be here and give us all of that information. I have so much to relate to you today. We've got so much to talk about. Later on in the program too, I didn't mention it, but I have the movies that you love so much, those classic movies, direct from Turner Classic Movies. Turner Classic Movies, right? Those familiar black and white, they're all classics. And of course, in my picks of the week for the weekend, because I want to add on to your weekend schedule if you're not doing anything, if you don't have anything to do, or maybe there's inclement weather, I want to be part of that. I want to make sure at least we put that in your schedule, give you the information about the movies that's going to be played on Turner Classic Movies so you can watch them and other information like that. I always do that. But I'm pretty sure you guys are so energetic and resourceful, and you can find a way to get around the weekend, because that's what the weekend is all about, to get around it any way you can, the best way you can, and on your own terms. Also, later on in the program, I have what we call the history, this day in history. So I will give you all of that information. And of course, you will have that, and we'll give you all that. There's just so much to do and so much to talk about. Wonderful things to say, a lot of things to do. Who said something? Someone said something like that. Anyway, just in case you're just joining us right now at this particular moment, the time moves on. It's right now 8:16, and you're watching us Talk Back Live right there on YouTube and on Instagram, and we're here live as we always are. And so there you go. Don't forget, again, I just want to, I don't, you notice I haven't been elaborating on too much because things are getting a little better with this. But even though we have this new spike, we want to see if we can do this on our own. Make sure that we give the information as it comes in about getting your vaccinations and where to go and what to do. You already know that. And of course, I have my information that you can contact me if you'd like for me to give you more information about that. I will do that because, you know, you need to know, and I will do that. And I have my information. As a matter of fact, I'll give it to you right now. If you look, if you're watching us on YouTube, look at the top, at the very top in the chat area. I have all that information. You see down there, if you look further, you see my telephone number, my email address. It's all right there, all right? And the telephone number, for the benefit who are watching us on Instagram, the telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. And you watch that, because I know you can't see it on Instagram. We don't have it on Instagram. That's why I'm giving it to orally. And we also have an email address. My email address, here it is for you guys who are watching us on Instagram. But those of you who are watching us on YouTube, you can see it right there at the top in the chat area. The email address is frankallenprod@aol.com. That's frankallenprod@aol.com. And you can contact me and let us know what you want to talk about, or even give you the information on the information that I can give to you on getting your vaccination. Okay, we'll do all of that, and we'll do much more. But right now, we're going to go to Charlotte, North Carolina, where everything is finer. Brian Camp is right there with the latest developments in today's world of sports. How's the weather out there? I know it's kind of shady here.
It's 69 degrees out here, and we're headed for a heat wave this weekend too. So it's looking pretty nice. Yeah. I took my evening walk. It was so nice. The wind was blowing. I had my headphones on, blasted my music. Only time I had to look around is when I had to cross the street. So I was very careful with that.
All right. Do I kind of sense a smoker, a cookout for the weekend? Do I sense that?
Yeah, I'm gonna just for me myself. I'm not gonna just share it. No, but I'm gonna have some beef short ribs on Sunday, and Saturday I'm gonna have a spinach chicken burger. Yeah, something new. Yeah. Because
Katina doesn't eat meat anymore.
She don't eat meat no more. No, neither does Lynette. So,
all right.
Well, so more for me. You know.
well, that's good. You can ship some over here too, you know.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So So that's what I'm going to be doing, and I'm just gonna have fun. That's it, you know. But good evening to everyone out there who's tuning in. It's a nice Thursday quiet night. Lots of basketball. As you know, the NBA playoffs have started. Check your local listings. There's going to be, I know there's games on TNT. There's 3 games tonight. So like I said, check your local listings. Baseball's back in action. So the weather is coming on. Spring is here, and soon it'll be summer. So with lots of baseball, basketball is in the middle of the playoffs. Football, they're making some moves, and that's where we are. But speaking of baseball, Major League Baseball teams, the rosters of the Major League Baseball teams with unvaccinated players will look a little when they travel to Toronto, the country Canada, Toronto, Canada, during the 20 to 22 season, due to Canadian federal policy players who haven't received a COVID-19 vaccinations are unable to enter the country and play games against the Toronto Blue Jays at Rogers Center. So if you're not vaccinated, you won't be able to play. So that's where we stand. So that's for the baseball side. As for the basketball and the Canadian Football League, that's still the same way as well. So get vaccinated. The virus is still out there. I don't think it's going to go away. So you just got to go. NFL news. Remember Colin Kaepernick? Yeah, he's serious about wanting to return to the NFL and is willing to be a backup quarterback if that's what it takes to get back into the league. Well, you know, it's been a long time. We don't know what kind of player that he is. He's still been working out, but he's still looking for a shot. You have to respect and love his resilience to just be still the fight back to get into the league. But as you all know, we all know, you know, nobody's going to really hire him. He's being blackballed for what he stood for in the Black Lives Matter as well. And yeah, so that's why he's still fighting to come back, and let's see what happens. In the NBA, Boston Celtics Marcus Smart wins the NBA Defensive Player of the Year award for the first time, and he became the first guard to take home this honor award since Gary Payton in the 1995-96 season. So congratulations to him. Hockey news. National Hockey League Seattle Kraken have added 2 minority investors in former Seattle Seahawks star Marshawn Lynch and Seattle-born rapper Macklemore. Team is worth value as is $875 million. So they got a share of the minority owners, and they're gonna select their ideas and put their ideas together. And congratulations. More former players are now coming in to become owners. So congratulations to them. Tennis. Yes, tennis. Players from Russia and Belarus will not be allowed to compete at Wimbledon this year. And Wimbledon is the 3rd leg of the Grand Slam of tennis. Like I said earlier in previous posts, the Australia Open is the first one, then the French Open, then Wimbledon, and then later on around Labor Day is the US Open in New York, Flushing Meadow Park. But Wimbledon is the how you say is the higher prestige tournament where the Queen of England and the people of England who host. Well, because of this, they are banning these players from those countries in response to Russian invasion of Ukraine, and Belarus close to allyship to Russian President Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin, I'm saying his name right, Vladimir Putin. So that right. So he's the reason why that these players are not allowed to compete. They're doing it, I guess, for the safety of the players, and we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what kind of something might erupt. So that's where we stand with that. So we hope that be resolved, but I don't think they're going to be playing. This day in sports, April 21st, 1904, Ty Cobb makes his first pro debut for Augusta. That's the South Atlantic League. 1925, no baseball games are played in the National League due to Charles Ebbett's funeral. Charles Ebbets is the owner of Ebbets Field, who used to be in where the Dodgers played in Brooklyn. His funeral, there was no games. That was just for the National League, not for baseball, but for the National League. 1967, the Los Angeles Dodgers first rain out in LA after 737 consecutive games. It doesn't rain in LA. If it does, it's not long enough or strong enough to postpone a game. But that was the first time in 737 games. 1987, Milwaukee Brewers lose after 13 straight winning victories at start of the season. They won 13 straight years on opening day, but they lost in 1987 for the first time. And finally, 1989, George W. Bush and Edward R. Rose become joint CEOs of the Texas Rangers. That's when the former president was part owner of the baseball Texas Rangers. And that's sports.
Oh, we're talking about tennis. I remember I used to watch tennis a lot. I don't watch it like I used to. But I remember back in the days when Yvonne Goolagong was playing, Chrissy Everett, who else?
Martina Navratilova.
Yes. Connor, what's his name?
Jimmy Connors.
Connor. Yeah.
John McEnroe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But John McEnroe, he was an entertainer all of his own.
Yeah, he was. He was a nutcase. Yeah.
And you know something? His phrase, "You can't be serious." I mean, it stuck with him. I mean, you saw he's on one of those commercials when he said that. And I think also, who else is in that commercial? I can't remember what the product was selling, but Serena Williams was in that. She was playing.
Serena Williams was in there too. Yeah.
He was in it.
And John McEnroe's best phrase said, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?"
A lot of people didn't like him, man, but his catchphrase, he just caught on.
It caught on, but he was a great tennis player, and he's an excellent analysis too.
And he used to be married to O'Neill.
Drew Barrymore.
No, not Drew Barrymore.
Jodie Foster. What's her name? Foster.
No, Tatum O'Neill.
Tatum O'Neill. Yes.
He was married to her at one point.
Yes.
And, I don't know whatever happened to that, but they both, had successful careers. She's still acting, and I guess he's just enjoying the fruits of his labor. Yeah. And Mike Tyson. Did you see that video today?
I didn't see the video. I read it, but I didn't get a chance to see the video about him assaulting a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to watch that. I saw that. I read it like maybe an hour or so ago. I didn't get a chance to view the video.
Yeah. Well, I can't make any intelligent comments about it. The only thing I know, he did make a statement saying that the reason why he attacked him that way is that the passenger, I guess, said something to him and then threw a bottle or something at him on the plane. Wow. Now I'll tell you one thing. If you're gonna fight Mike Tyson, if you're gonna throw a bottle at his head, you better put him out. Better put him out. And I guess he didn't. And I can't say any more about it because I don't know much more than I saw already. I'm gonna have to, find out more about it and look at the video in its full. But yeah, he must have really ticked him off pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look more into it tonight. Like I said, I just read briefly about it. I didn't get a chance to see the video. Hopefully I could find some up-to-dates and maybe I'll have something for you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. That'll be great.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess you said tomorrow and we're going to be looking forward to that.
Yes, I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, you take care of yourself.
Take care.
Okay, good night. Okay, that was Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. He's here every Thursday at this time. And of course, you know, bringing all of those great stories about the players and all the current events in sports, all of that's coming along. And he'll have more of that tomorrow. As he said, he'll be back here tomorrow on the coffee hour. And he'll be part of the 2020 feature, as of course, DJ Pete also will be here 22 the hour with his part of the feature too. In case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan, and we're with you for up until 9 o'clock Eastern. We're Eastern here. So the rest of you, you know where you are, right? And you're watching us right now. Those of you who are watching us on live, you're watching us on YouTube, and of course, you're watching us on Instagram. We're not, again, as I said before, live on Facebook, but we will be back in 2 weeks. I can't wait for that to happen. In 2 weeks, we'll be back live, and we've been gone for a long while. A total of almost 59 days. You're talking about rounding it out to 2 months. You know, we have been put buried under the jail for the time being, but we're not going to cry over that anymore. We told that story 100 times, but the good news is that we're back with that. And those of you who do watch us on Facebook understand that we will post this show, this very show, on Facebook after we go off the air live. We'll be doing all of that. So again, thank you guys for watching us. You guys, again, I wanted to say to you guys who are watching us on YouTube, subscribe to my page. And be part of the show, be a friend of the show. And whenever we come on live, you'll be notified. Whenever we post something, a video or something, you'll get a notification as well. All of that is coming up. So be part of that. And again, you guys on Instagram too. If you want to shift over to this side, it doesn't matter where you watch us. The only thing about Instagram, you watch us on Instagram, you don't get to see Brian, because Instagram don't provide that service for us to come on live and you can actually see Brian and DJ Pete on the air live. So if you ever want to see them and come on to this side, we're here every week, as I said. And if you want to, you can make it your business to come over on tomorrow's show or right now, whatever. It doesn't matter where you are. It's just as long as you're there. That's the whole thing. That's exactly what I appreciate. Just as long as you're there. Okay, on this day in history in 1965, the New York World's Fair reopens for the second time, and the second time in a final season too. On this day in history in 1972, John Young and Charles Duke explores the moon as part of Mission Apollo 16. Back in 1974, the 28th Tony Awards, starring the River Niger, the River Niger and Raisin, they won that year. 1976, the swine flu vaccine for non-epidemic enters testing. And 1995, the FBI arrests Timothy McVeigh and charge him with the Oklahoma bombings. And 2016, US President Barack Obama begins a 4-day visit to the UK with Michelle Obama, his wife, of course. On this day in history today, celebrating, she was born in 1926 today. That's Queen Elizabeth II. She was born in London, England. She's 96 today. Happy birthday, my lordship. 2012, music legend Neil Diamond. He weds his music manager, Katie McNeil, at the Beverly Hills Hotel. And finally, in 1952, actor Clark Gable and socialite Sylvia Ashley got divorced. And that's this day in history. It was short, that's all we have. But if you have anything that you want to talk about in this day in history, of course, we would love for you to do that. You come aboard with us and you let us know and we'll put it out there for you. And those of you who are watching us, if you have anything to say, it's open, free open exchange. And we exchange ideas. We can talk about everything, because there's so many things to talk about these days. There's always something to talk about. We're all hearing something in the news, all over the place. There's something going on. And so that's what this is all about. We informed you of a lot of things. We're only on once a week. this show and the coffee hour tomorrow. So in other words, we're here twice a week, you know, back-to-back days, but you know, each show once a week, and you get a chance to be with us. And as I said, come and about 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be right back on Facebook. I can't wait. I can't wait. You ever watch Facebook? You know, they have some great entertaining things going on Facebook. You ever watch them? You know, you ever see those pranks that they do? They have these pranks, and I look at those pranks and I say, you know something? Those people have to have a great sense of humor to participate, to know that. And I'm pretty sure you've seen those pranks, those of you who follow Facebook, and I know a lot of people follow Facebook and YouTube, but if you follow YouTube closely, and they have those pranks, they come from YouTube, but they put them on Facebook as well, so everyone can get a chance to see it, so you can see both worlds. But they like themselves as people from YouTube, stars of YouTube. And then whatever work that they do, just like we do, we broadcast on YouTube, but we put the show on Facebook only because we're not broadcasting live on Facebook at the moment. And so what they do is the entertainment, you see entertainment such as, I got one video of one of the girls goes over to a guy, always go over to a guy, says, you want to bang, right? You want to bang. Now, depending on what your head is, you know, you can misconstrue all of that, you know. And she goes up to every guy she goes to, she says, you want to bang with me? And the guy says, well, I'm sorry, I have a girlfriend. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gay, you know. And what does that have to do with it? Do you want to bang? You know, but what they're talking about is the drink. There's a drink called Bang. I haven't seen it here where I live in New York, but I'm pretty sure like out in California and Las Vegas and Arizona, probably the product is probably there. Maybe I don't know. I haven't seen it here. Maybe they do have it here. I don't know. But that was it's a drink. But she goes over and they make a joke about it. And then there's other videos when, and I know this is from Las Vegas because I look at it as, oh, you know, because Las Vegas is structured where you have to go, and depending on what street, if you cross the street, you can't actually physically cross the street. You have to go up an escalator, cross a bridge or a trestle or a viaduct, whatever you want to call it, and then go down another pair of escalators that will take you to the other side of the street. And I noticed, I knew it was Las Vegas when they going down the escalator, and one girl will come up, walk up the stairs and touch the guy on his arm, says, you're hot. And his girlfriend is right there, you know? And I'm thinking to myself, you know, something, you know, you can't do that in every city. You know, you can't do that in every city, especially not New York. I doubt if you can get away with anything like that in New York. I don't know. I'm not saying that New Yorkers don't have a sense of humor, but I don't know that New Yorkers have that much of a sense of humor. But when you're in Las Vegas, anything goes anyway. So anyway, those are entertainments that I see on Facebook, and you know. But I just can't wait to get back on it, and I could be with my colleagues again, other people who do shows on Facebook, and I'll be glad to see them once again. If you're just joining us once again, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live, and my name is Frank Allan. We're 22 minutes away from the top of the hour. We'll be here for that much of time, and of course, we'll. In the meantime, those of you who want to say something, again, you could say it, and we'll be glad to entertain you. And we're coming to you live from New York City. And again, if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's very important to me. This way, I know that you're out there, and I know that whenever we come on the air live, you'll get notification. Or when we post something, a video or something, you get notification, and this way you could see us right there. And those of you who are watching on Instagram, well, you know, all you have to do is follow us. Now, when we get back to Facebook, and those of you who normally are on Facebook and you're catching us here right now, please, when we get back to Facebook and we do a live broadcast, you can tag your friends immediately. And this way, when you tag them, they'll see the show, they'll come on over, hopefully they'll come on over and be part of the show too. So there's so many things to do, and so many things to talk about it. Do you know, I woke up this morning, it's funny, New Jersey finally, right? There was a long line in New Jersey because now you already know that finally in New Jersey, they're legalizing marijuana. It's legal now. It's legal in a lot of places, but people were up like 6 in the morning in front of the places where they sell this stuff. And you have to be licensed to sell legalized weed. Now there's two types, of course. You know, there's the recreational marijuana and the medicinal marijuana. You know, I'm not sure, well, I read it, there is a difference, but I'm not sure if one has the same effect on a human body as the other, if you know what I mean. You know, I'm not so sure of that. But they were out there 6 in the morning. The lines were long. It was like so long. It was like if they're getting ready to see a rock concert. You know, they're ready to see a rock concert. It's like, wow, unbelievable. And the lines are stretching long. And they're selling it. It's legal now. And people were going in and grabbing them by the tin. I mean, just going on, and people were being interviewed by news reporters and say, well, how do you like this? They said, oh, I can't wait to get home. I got this, and it's about time. And so, and here in New York too, we have vendors. We have actual vendors on the street, right? Just like if they were selling hot dogs, there are vendors right on the street, and you can buy it. It's right there. Now, whether you agree with it or not, it's legal. And it's, like I said, it's legal in New York. As a matter of fact, I have a list of places, a few places, and I'm pretty sure there are more than I'm about to read to you. It's legal in the state of Connecticut, New Mexico, of course, as I said, New York, Virginia, Arizona, Montana, New Jersey, and Vermont. It doesn't mention California here, but I'm sure it does. Like I said, there are a lot of, these are the only ones that I found so far. I haven't had enough time to get it together, but they're legal. And people are saying, you know, something, you know what, I don't have to hide anymore. People are saying that they don't have to hide anymore. They can do it out in the open, but they're recommending, ladies and gentlemen, and there was a promo about it too, if you do it, if you have to do it, of course, you don't do it inside because they don't allow you to smoke in most places, you know, fire codes, right? But if you're going to do it, don't do it around other people, especially if they don't indulge. You know, you want to show respect to other people, give them their space from that, and, you know, knock yourself out and then, you know, stray away from your friends who don't want to indulge, and then you come back. But, and then of course they say, you know, under the influence, if you're under the influence, you don't drive or use any kind of machinery or anything of that sort. So you want to make sure that you're safe and be responsible when you do it. It's just like when people go out to liquor stores, they want to buy liquor, or if they go out to bars, they drink. You want to do it responsibly, you know? You don't want to drink and then get behind the wheel. You don't want to smoke and get behind the wheel. There's so much to talk about this thing. It's so far, we knew it was coming. We just knew it was coming. We knew eventually it would be legal. There are certain places that are still not legal. And the thing is that just because, keep it in mind, just because it's legal where you are, that doesn't mean you crossed a line where it's not legal. Because if you cross a line and you have, let's say, a pocket full, you have like 2 or 3 rolls in your pocket, and you cross the line, a state line where it's not legal, and you can possibly get arrested. So, you know, like I said, everything is for responsibility. You have to be responsible, you know. But again, like New York, like I said, they're selling it all over the place, and it's natural. It's just like going in and buying candy or going into the liquor store. And I would imagine a lot of people, there were a lot of long lines, and some people are using it for whatever reason. Some people use it for medicinal purposes, or some people used to just use it just to just to blaze up. And that's recreational. That's the recreational marijuana. So, but the medical rent for medicinal purposes, I don't know how that works. I don't know if that's something that you have to get from your doctor. I don't know how that works, but I'm interested in finding out. I'm interested in finding out, and I will find out tomorrow because I do have an appointment with my primary doctor. And of course, I'll ask him just as being educated, because we want to, now that it's legal, wherever you are, now that it's legal, at least be educated. And of course, back in the old days, it was pure stuff. And then late as time went on, they were cutting up with a lot of things, but I'm pretty sure now that it's legal, they're not going to cut it up with other, substances where it could possibly hurt you. So what you want to do, if you're going to go out and indulge, please, be very careful, find out what's in it, research it, because, we've heard in the past, people who have been using it died from using it only because it was cut up with something else that it shouldn't have been cut up with. It's just like people, when they smoke, it's one thing smoking grass, but when you smoke pot, and you smoke crack, if you smoke crack, then that's another different thing. And I promoting grass or selling grass, that's one thing. I just hope it doesn't get to the point where the crack will come in, because that's a very dangerous drug. But listen, you're adults. Act wisely, do wisely, think, maybe you may not like the idea of being legal, but now that it's legal, this is where we are. All right, but again, I just urge all of you who do indulge is to be responsible. That's the whole idea. Responsibility is the key. And speaking of my doctor, I get to see him like every 6 months, so I have an appointment with him tomorrow after I get off the air on the coffee hour tomorrow. I shoot right over there. Yesterday, I went to see my cardiologist, right? Because, when as you get older, you have more doctors. Remember the old days when you were like 21 years old, 21 years old, you only had one doctor, and that was your main doctor. That was your primary doctor. And if he sent you to a specialist, of course, you go to a specialist. But now, when you get a certain age, right, you get like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 doctors. Everybody's around you now, and, I just want people to know that growing older it has nothing to do with anything. Sometimes I get in the mail. It's strange. Sometimes I get in the mail about life insurance. I get a bunch of that in the mail, because everybody's looking, oh, there he is. He's at that age. We got to send him, got to flood his mailbox. From just about every single life insurance company you can imagine, they're throwing it at you. They want to get rid of me. I'm not going anywhere yet. I'm not ready to join that club. I don't get the call when or how, but I'm gonna try. I want to try. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. All of my prayers going out to the people of Ukraine, all the Ukrainians, of course. You guys, unbelievable. They're not backing down, and Vladimir Putin throws out these ultimatums to them. If you don't surrender, and we'll stop it. We'll stop everything, and people, of course, as you already know, we've been in this war, what, 7, 8 weeks now, going on 9 weeks. It's a long war. We don't know when it's going to be over. We don't know when it's going to stop. We don't know anything. But every day we just learn more and more about it, and people are dying. They put their corpses laying out in the street and walking by them like it's a Sunday afternoon, But the people of Ukraine, I'm with you. And they're not backing down. They say they're going to fight this to the finish. They're going to fight this to the finish. And even though Vladimir Putin gives them alternatives or ultimatums, he will say that. But the thing is, they're saying, no, we don't care what you said. Excuse me, we don't care what you say. We're not going, we're not doing anything. We're not going anywhere. And what they do, the men, they send their wives and their children, send them out across the border for their safety and let them stay there with friends and relatives who may be on the other side of the border. And sometimes the wives will leave their children there and come back to their husbands, you know, for the fight, to keep the fight going. But it's tanks been destroyed. Even Russian tanks have been destroyed. And for what? If you're going to say something about, let's see what the end is going to be. Let's say you say that, or someone says, we'll see what the end is going to be. The end could be anything. I would like to think the end is going to be when I wake up in the morning, they just stopped it all together. That would be the end, and no further casualties are there, or no one else got hurt, and they could rebuild. And believe me, everybody has to rebuild now. You know, the place is a war zone. It's like nothing was there in the first place when you look at those images. So again, my prayers go out to the people of Ukraine. And so that's it. Okay, well, movies. You like movies, those classic movies? Well, I have them. I have only one this week. You know, I was searching around, and when I go to these classic movies, right, I look them up, and I say there are a lot of them. But I only pick the worthy one. I only pick, you know, my picks. I have a pick. Not that I don't like the other ones that were out there. These are my picks. And you could always go online, go back to Turner Classic Movie and watch them. But I'll tell you more about that in a second. But I want to tell you the only movie that I have this week that I would like you to watch. And I'm pretty sure you've seen it all before. And it's a classic movie from 1950 starring Bette Davis. It's called All About Eve. And yes, that comes on Turner Classic Movies. And that's Sunday. You can check out this Sunday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. So if you're dead in the afternoon, you can sit back, relax. You should be back from church at that particular time, right? And preparing your meal and watching it at the same time. That's All About Eve. That's coming on Turner Classic Movies. And like I said, if that's not enough for you, you could always go on to Turner Classic Movies, hit the icon, and the app, go there, where however you're watching it on the telephone or on your TV or whatever, you have a smart TV, you know, go to the app, turn on Classic Movies, and look at the other movies that are available on Turner Classic Movies of that week. You might find something that you really like. And instead of you saying, oh, no, he didn't mention this one. I'm aware that it's there, but this is only my pick. And there are other things, go down the line. You can go beyond the weekend until you run out of space which says unavailable. You know, I do that a lot. I just keep scrolling down and going on from day to day to day until I see something when it says unavailable. That means the schedule hasn't been loaded yet for the next few weeks, and but they're waiting around for that. So anyway, that's you can do that also if you're a subscriber to cable. Of course, you can go on Movie on Demand. Movie on Demand. They have all of those great classic movies such as this. You'll see that there. Movie on Demand. It features, you have all eras there. It's right there. 1950s, 60s, 70s, and so forth and so on. Movies that you haven't seen in a long time. Classic movies that may jog your memory. Maybe you saw a movie when you were a kid and haven't seen that movie since, and it pops up. That could happen. It'll pop up on Turner Classic Movies, and you can see that. And on Movie on Demand too. Check it out. Check out all of those great movies that are out there, and they stay there for a while. They have the dates there when you go and look at them. They have the dates there when it will expire, and then when it expires, they replace that with another movie, and then it recycles. And these movies, they come back every now and then. For instance, if you like Saturday Night Fever or something like that. That comes and goes. They all come and go. They come back, so, and some of them stay there for a long time. Some of them stay there for like a couple of months, and you get to see them, and it's all right there for you. And, you watch TV a lot. A lot of people watch TV and they say, oh, something, there's not anything on TV right now I want to watch, go to Movie on Demand. Also, you can go to some of the networks they have there. If you like Lifetime movies, you have the Lifetime app icon. You can click onto that and look at some of the movies that are available there that you may like. If you like sports like I do, I love wrestling, of course, baseball, all of that, I love that. If you don't get to see it in real time, you can always go back and watch it on the following day. Now, let's say, for instance, last night, things got a little busy for me last night, so I didn't get a chance to see my wrestling match. But when I get off the air and I go home, I'm going to do that. It's probably there now, and I could watch that. And sometimes it's minus the commercials, depending. I don't know. Sometimes it's minus the commercial. The only thing is, folks, is that you can't fast forward. You can rewind, but you can't fast forward. So you're stuck. And if there are commercials there, you're forced to watch those commercials. But listen, something, you miss something, you want to see it, it's right there. Isn't that good to know? It's right there. Also, you can check out some paid stuff, pay-per-view. Paid movies, and those are the up-to-date movies that are classics, movies that are up to date. You can pay for them at a reasonable price. It's all right there. So there you go. We have a lot of entertainment for you, whether it's TV, and you can check all of that out. So ladies and gentlemen, let me repeat this movie again. This is All About Eve, starring Bette Davis, and this is coming on Turner Classic Movies, and it's coming on this Sunday at 1:30 p.m. and it's right there on TCM, Turner Classic Movies. Enjoy. I watch Turner Classics all the time. It's all the time. They're my favorite movies. They also have a channel called Movies, which also feature classic movies. The problem with that's not really a problem. There are commercials involved with this, as opposed to Turner Classic Movies. There are no commercials involved. You see the movie straight through. But the movie channel is the one that contains commercials with the movie, but you get to see them anyway. So there you go. You have all of that entertainment for you. It's right there. Okay, we're just about a few minutes away from wrapping this whole baby up. I want to thank you guys for being along with us. Just in case you're just joining us, you're late, but better late than never. Okay, better late than never. It's called Talk Back Live. And we're here with you every week between the hour of 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern. And we come to you live on YouTube, which we are right now, and on Instagram. We're not on Facebook at the moment. We'll be back with Facebook in 2 weeks. So we'll be broadcasting live, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram in 2 weeks, 2 weeks from tonight. I can't wait. And those of you who are watching us on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You're on there right now. Do that. Subscribe to it right now. It's right there. It's available. And when you subscribe to it, every time we come on the air live, you get a notification. Or if we post something, you'll get a notification. So it's all right there. And it's all happening right there on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So there you go. Okay, wait, listen, I think, we had a good time here. I had a good time here, and I enjoy it. And as I said, I can't wait to get back to Facebook, because I want to reacquaint myself to all of the people, and possibly seeing more people, people who haven't heard about us or don't even know the show, getting back there, because when we lost Facebook, we kind of lost something, and we want to get it all back. And those of you who are watching this show right now, and normally watch on Facebook, we're going to rebroadcast the show. We're going to send it to you when the show is over, which is right now. And I thank you guys so much for being with us. It's been a pleasure. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for the coffee hour. DJ Pete, Brian Camp will be here. Brian Camp 20 after the hour with the latest developments in today's world of sports. DJ Pete 20 to the hour with all of his marvelous entertainment information. Of course, reciting all of those birthdays of people of this week. Other than that, I'll be back here next week, next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for more Talk Back Live. Brian Camp will be with me as well. In the meantime, you guys have a wonderful morning, afternoon, good evening, and good night.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host Frank Allen. The producer is Al Dale, technical assistance Dave Taylor, research by Sandy Pierce, and I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.